It's like the four have to speak to each other in some ways. So I've tried to curate like a top four I can be proud of. Carl Theodor Dreyer's Vampyr with a Y. So much of that imagery in that film is like so haunted and horrifying and strange that like it could have been uploaded to YouTube as like weird analog horror as much as it feels totally of its time. I think Dreyer is one of the first, certainly earliest filmmakers whose work I like latched onto aesthetically in that his films felt like filmed nightmares. I think actually a lot of silent era work feels that way. Number two is going to have to be Charles Laughton's Night of the Hunter, just filled with some of the most crisp and haunting and also childlike imagery that I've ever seen in a movie. It feels like a Grimm's fairy tale. Quite literally just feel like you're leaving the language of like the Hollywood film behind and just diving down deep into an abyss. Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is one of the most beautiful movies ever made. Like the sets and overall construction of language in that film and the colors in that film. That is a man who's done it all right. He like made his like canon hits in the 70s, and then after like descending into the forest with Apocalypse Now, it feels like he almost got bored of trying to make a certain kind of Hollywood movie and allowed himself to evolve like into a different realm of cinema that feels like so conscious of the pastiche and just like playfulness and like not just theatrics, but like cinematic theatricality. The rest of his work just feels like so in love with those possibilities and so disinterested in traditional narrative. Andrew Bujalski's Computer Chess. I think Computer Chess is one that I just find to be like a completely singular magic trick of a movie. The weirdest and most idiosyncratic comedy about like human nature. It's like a very metaphysical, very cosmic experience. I think like the script is as quotable as something like The Big Lebowski in terms of just like an embarrassment of like riches and brilliance. I don't know how you make a movie like that with as little resources as he had. It's like, to me, it's like a masterwork.